Hello and welcome to this edition of Money in Motion video blog. This is Dan Perkins. Today I want to talk about the fallout from the Cyprus financial crisis. I've purposely waited till we got more and more clarity as to what the options are going to be before I did this blog. If I'd have done it a week ago, it would look nothing like what they're talking about today. So I waited till at least I got some certainty. Understand that all the banks in Cyprus have been closed since the 16th of March and are now estimated not to be open until this coming Friday, possibly as early as Thursday. But in doing so, there will be strict currency controls as to how much money you can withdraw from the bank. There's already a maximum amount that you can take out in euros from the ATM machine, and those get emptied pretty quickly. The issue that we all should be very concerned about is that a great amount of trust has been broken. And what's more frightening than the fact that the trust has been broken is that the European Central Bank and the International Monetary Fund said this morning that this procedure of sequestering, interesting term, sequestering or taking assets from the banks of depositors in excess of 100,000 euros could be used to deal with problems in Portugal, Spain, Italy, and France, and this is the other, and others. It seems to me that the bankers have decided that they're going to start taking people's money, not through taxation, but closing the banks, taking the money, and then opening the banks, and you have what's left. I know that a lot of people are focusing on the deposit side as it relates to individuals. I, on the other hand, think that what we should really be looking at is what is the impact to business, large and small. A company that keeps its operating balance in a bank, a company that processes its checks to keep an operating balance for those accounts, a company that keeps its payroll and pays its payroll through the bank, all of that money would be subject to the new rules of the 40% with capture. So all of a sudden you could find yourself as a corporation with 2 billion euros in an account, and you wind up, you're going to give away 40% of the amount in excess of 100,000. The results could be astronomical. Where do you get the money to pay your payroll? Where do you get the money to pay your bills? I saw recently, as late as last night, a story where a restaurant owner in Cyprus was only taking cash, and all of his suppliers, and I thought it was interesting, all of his suppliers, including the beer suppliers, want to be paid in cash. So what we've created is a situation where the government has now decided they can take your money out of the bank without your permission, and they're going to close the bank, take it, and then reopen, and put currency controls on what you can do. Now, some people have said this is not a big deal, it's only Cyprus. No, when the central banks this morning said that they may use this for Italy, Spain, Portugal, and France, and others, they have just found a new way, rather than issuing debt, to help fund the problems of the deficits in all these countries. They're going to take money from the savers and the corporations who have money in the banks. So what person in their right mind in any country in Europe, with perhaps the exception of Germany or Switzerland, would keep anything more than $100,000 or 100,000 euros in a bank? That means there's going to be a mad scramble to try and find other alternatives for corporations and individuals who have money in excess of 100,000 euros. It's a particularly difficult situation for businesses, large and small, but finding an institution that will be able to take the money, that can't be closed by the government, and have their money remain safe, and at the same time get access to the liquidity that they need. I can't stress to you enough, this is a very, very serious problem. We have opened Pandora's box to the banking sector for the deposits of people's money without any legislation, and they're just going to close the banks, take whatever they need, open them, limit how much you can take out. And then the question really becomes, where do you go? serious, serious implications. Will it affect the United States? It may make the United States a more desirable place to be. It would impact possibly our interest rates more short term, but they're almost practically at zero, so I don't see a big deal. What I do think that there's going to be a lot of people, and are already a lot of people in corporate boardrooms and corporate offices around the world who do business in Europe, who are now thinking about what they're going to do with their money. As individual investors are also going to begin to think about what they're going to do with their money in excess of 100,000 euro. This problem is not over with. The one question I've been trying to find an answer to and haven't been able to find out is 40% a one-time assessment? Or if the government still runs into difficulty and needs more funding, can they get more? Can they take 50% or 60% or all of it? Nobody knows. This is Dan Perkins. Thanks for watching.